Good grief. I'm so tired of fighting this storm. I fear I won't make it out. You know, one of the things I do when I get up in the morning is check the weather. The weather helps me plan what I am to wear. It informs me of things I need to take with me, like a coat or an umbrella. It even dictates my activities. Can I take a run in the park today? Can I sit and bask in the sun at the beach? But sometimes, even though we look at that weather, we find ourselves outside in the rain without an umbrella, walking in the park, battling the cold winds without a jacket or coat. Y'all, that's because the weatherman don't always get it right. But wouldn't it be great if we could turn to a channel and see the forecast for life? What will be? We make our plans for tomorrow. We make our plans for next week, next month, next year. We plan celebrations, we plan vacations, we set our goals, we aim for aspirations. But honestly, just like weathermen, we're not always 100% right. Sometimes our plans go awry, and we find ourselves in the midst of one of life's storms, unexpectedly and unprepared, trying to shield ourselves the best way we know how. I'm reminded of Peter in Matthew 14. Starting at verse 22, you find Jesus telling his disciples to go ahead of him and cross the sea to the other side. Jesus stays behind and dismisses the people he had been teaching. Then he goes off to pray. The evening comes, and by this time, the disciples are well on their way. They're making it to the other side. And all of a sudden, they find themselves in the midst of an unexpected storm. They're being battered and beaten and tossed by heavy waves. They have strong winds against them. And they're doing everything they know how to fight. I'm sure by this time they're probably also frantic, probably yelling at each other like, hey, grab this, roll this way, let's go, hurry up. They're probably in a state of fear. Are we going to get to the other side? They're so focused on the fight that they forget their promise. They can't even recognize the Savior as he is walking towards the boat. They think he's a ghost. But there's one brave soul who steps out of that fight, out of that frantic nature, out of that fear, and he fixed his focus. And he says, Lord, if it is you, tell me to come. And Jesus says, come. And that's all it took for Peter to let everything go and step on that water. He began to walk towards Jesus. Now, I don't know how long he walked for, but he did it. I'm sure it wasn't easy. I'm sure he was scared, but I'm sure he said to himself, if my Savior called me to it, I can get through it. I'm going to ask each and every one of you to take on a Peter spirit. I know you are sitting in your boat of loss. I know you are in the midst of a storm, battling against the waves of grief, battling against the winds of depression, anger, anxiety, sadness, sorrow. And it's hard, but you need to stop right there and fix your focus and remind yourself of the plans and purpose for your life. Step out of that storm. Step out of that boat. Step out of that fear. Step out onto faith and begin walking towards the plans and purpose for your life. I know it won't be easy. I know the storm will still distract you, but stay fixed. If your Savior called you to it, you will get through it. As always, y'all, stay present in your healing and keep the faith.